Some women will betray you even while smiling in your face. You can give her everything: love, loyalty, stability, and she will still cheat the moment attention, excitement, or temptation brushes against her ego. Not because you failed, but because she was never built for loyalty in the first place. And the most dangerous thing, you won't see it coming. These women look sweet, look committed, look innocent until the right environment exposes who they really are. So in this video, I'm giving you 8 brutal reasons why your woman will never stay faithful if these patterns live in her life. Pay attention because these 8 things will save you from the kind of heartbreak that destroys men from the inside out. Let's begin. Validation addiction. Some women wake up every morning with an emptiness they don't know how to fill. Not loneliness, emptiness. A silent hunger for attention that feels like oxygen. And the problem isn't that she wants attention. The problem is that she's built her entire identity around it. Every like, every comment, every DM is another confirmation that she still matters. Without it, she feels invisible. And a woman who fears invisibility will always entertain anyone who makes her feel seen. This is why she cannot stay loyal. Not because she's looking for a better man, but because she's terrified of being irrelevant, unnoticed, unvalidated. A man can love her deeply and still never fill that bottomless space inside her. And here's the punchline. You can never satisfy a woman who uses attention as medicine because medicine wears off and she will always go back for another dose. But here's where most men crash. They think loving her harder will cure her, but addiction isn't cured by affection. 2. Peer pressure and friends with bad influence. Some women don't cheat because they want to. They cheat because they're surrounded by women who glorify disloyalty and shame commitment. Sit and observe her circle. If her friends laugh at loyalty, if they celebrate partying, if they normalize entertaining men online, if cheating stories sound like comedy, then she is already halfway gone, even if she hasn't acted on it yet. Women absorb energy from their environment more than men do. When her friends praise recklessness, she begins to see loyalty as weakness. When her friends thrive on attention, she begins to feel behind. When her friends treat their bodies like hobbies, she treats hers like a bargaining chip. The most dangerous part, she will never admit how much influence they have over her. She will insist she is independent while unconsciously following every pattern they create. And here's the cinematic twist. You're not fighting one woman. You're fighting the echo of 5 other women speaking through her, which is why the next point pierces even deeper. 3. Lack of boundaries. A lot of men misunderstand this. Lack of boundaries isn't about her wanting multiple men. It's about her not knowing how to protect herself from temptation, attention, or emotional seduction. Some women can't close doors because they're too afraid of confrontation. They answer messages they shouldn't. They entertain compliments they don't need. They keep old flames alive just in case, not out of desire, but out of weakness. A woman without boundaries slowly opens windows she never meant to open. She allows emotional closeness where there should be distance. She allows flirtation where there should be silence, and she tells herself it's harmless until it isn't. Most men confuse softness with innocence, but softness without discipline is dangerous, and innocence without boundaries is a path to betrayal. Here's the painful truth. A woman doesn't need bad intentions to be unfaithful. She only needs weak boundaries. And the next point exposes one of the biggest reasons loyalty collapses. 4. Too many male friends. A woman with a high number of male friends isn't collecting friendships. She's collecting possibilities. Even when she claims it's innocent, every man in that circle is offering something. Attention, validation, emotional connection, comfort, or opportunity. Most of these men wouldn't hesitate for a second if she gave them a green light. And she knows this. Women are not naive about male intentions. They are selective about when to use them. Being surrounded by multiple men creates a psychological illusion, a constant reminder that she has options even when she is committed. And options are the enemy of loyalty. When a woman knows she can replace you effortlessly, she stops valuing what she has. The problem isn't the friendships. The problem is the quiet emotional intimacy behind them. The late-night advice, the secret jokes, The old crush who never really left, the coworker who just understands, the guy who always replies faster than you. The truth is simple. A woman cannot fully belong to one man when she keeps emotional doors open for 10 others. And what comes next will hit even harder. 5. Social media and constant comparison. Social media is the new battlefield of loyalty, and most men don't even realize they're fighting a war they never signed up for. A woman used to compare you to the few men she met in her environment, but today she compares you to thousands of men she will never meet, but somehow still feel accessible. Every scroll shows her a lifestyle she doesn't have, a man who looks richer, stronger, more exciting, more affectionate, more romantic, and slowly gratitude dies. Not because you're not enough, but because the digital world convinces her she deserves a fantasy she cannot maintain in real life. Instagram is not just pictures, it's temptation in high resolution. TikTok is not entertainment. It's a never-ending rotation of men offering qualities you can't display every minute of the day. Snapchat is not communication. It's a private tunnel where accountability disappears. A woman who consumes too much of this world slowly becomes emotionally detached from the real man in front of her. Her brain begins to believe there's always a better option waiting somewhere on the next swipe. And here's the dangerous part. Social media doesn't show her better men. It shows her edited illusions. But illusions are powerful enough to break real loyalty. This is how the modern relationship dies. Not through arguments, not through distance, but through silent comparison that you can never win because you're competing with fantasy. And that's why the next point exposes the core of the issue even deeper. 6. She was never loyal in the first place. Some men fall into this trap without even noticing. They confuse affection with loyalty and comfort with commitment. But a woman can enjoy you, love your presence, benefit from your support, and still never belong to you internally. There are women who enter relationships for stability, not devotion. They attach themselves to the lifestyle, the security, the attention, not to the man. And because of that, their loyalty is performance, not principle. You'll notice it in how easily she gets distracted, in how quickly she entertains compliments, in how comfortable she is keeping old romantic connections alive, in how she treats love like an emotion instead of a responsibility. A woman who was never loyal in the first place doesn't cheat out of opportunity. She cheats out of convenience. Your presence fills a need, but it doesn't fill her heart. And when the need shifts, the loyalty shifts with it. This is one of the hardest truths for men to accept. She wasn't loyal to you. She was loyal to the comfort you created. Take away the comfort, and she reveals her truth. And brother, the next point goes even deeper because it touches something most men never want to confront. 7. Sexual dissatisfaction. Most men think cheating only happens when there is emotional distance, but that's not always the case. Some women cheat because they feel bored, unfulfilled, or disconnected physically. And instead of communicating like adults, they silently withdraw and look for excitement somewhere else. A woman who is sexually dissatisfied becomes vulnerable to men who offer intensity, passion, novelty, or simply a different energy. Not necessarily better, just different. And the irony is painful. Men give their whole heart. Women make decisions based on how they feel in the moment. If the physical connection feels routine, predictable, or mechanical, she begins to seek what stimulates her emotions, not her body, her emotions. Some men try to fix this by trying harder. Some break themselves trying to please a woman who stopped participating months ago. But the truth is brutal. A woman who is mentally checked out physically will eventually check into another man's arms emotionally and then physically. And this leads us to the final point. One of the most underestimated forces that destroys loyalty from the inside out. 8. Alcohol parties and fun culture. Brother, if you want to understand why loyalty collapses today, look no further than nightlife, alcohol, and the culture of fun. When a woman goes out drinking with friends who romanticize recklessness, her boundaries dissolve faster than she realizes. Alcohol weakens judgment. The environment encourages flirtation. The music, the lighting, the attention, it's all designed to blur the line between loyalty and desire. And when she's in that state, surrounded by men who see her vulnerability as opportunity, Her loyalty becomes a fragile idea, not a commitment. It doesn't matter how loyal she claims to be when she's sober. When the drinks flow and the environment shifts, a different version of her emerges, a version driven by impulse, thrill, emotional escape, and the desire to feel alive. Most men ignore this, but here's the truth. A woman who constantly seeks the party lifestyle is not searching for fun. She's searching for feelings she cannot generate in real life. And feelings are the enemy of consistency. Feelings are the enemy of loyalty. Feelings are the enemy of commitment. This is why the fun culture destroys relationships silently, not because she wants to cheat, but because every weekend she steps into an environment designed to make her forget she's committed. Brother, if there's one thing you must carry with you after this video, it's this. A woman's loyalty is not a mirror of your worth. Her choices do not define your value. Her betrayal does not mean you are not enough. Some women are simply not built for commitment, not because they're evil, but because they lack the emotional discipline that loyalty requires. And if you keep trying to save a woman who keeps choosing chaos, she will not only break your heart, she will break your identity. You must protect your peace more than you protect any relationship. You must guard your purpose stronger than you guard your emotions. And you must never lose yourself in the process of trying to hold on to someone who is already slipping away. A loyal woman will meet you where you are. She will choose you even when the world offers her distractions. She will stand firm even when other men try to pull her away. But a disloyal woman, she will betray herself before she betrays you, because betrayal begins inside the heart long before it becomes an action. So walk like a man who understands his value. Move like a man who knows he has options, purpose, strength, and direction. Because the moment you prioritize your life, your peace, and your mission, you stop tolerating the kind of women who were never meant for the journey ahead. And brother, remember this. You are not the replacement. You are the standard. Anyone who cannot see that simply does not belong in your life. This video is not an attack on women. It is not a generalization of all women, and it is not meant to create hate or division. Loyalty is a human responsibility, not a gender one. But today's world is filled with influences, pressures, and environments that make commitment harder than ever. And men deserve to understand the dynamics that affect their relationships. This content is for education, self-awareness, personal growth, and protection, not for judgment. Every woman is different. Every relationship is unique. And loyalty depends on character, discipline, values, and maturity, not appearance or gender. If you recognize patterns in this video, use them to improve your choices. Choose wisely, respect yourself, and build a life so strong that only the right people can enter.